What is going on, movie meals? Movie meals. It's late. It's late for me. It's late for Kyle. But Superman knows no bounds. Schedules get tougher when you move across the country. But we wanted it. Kyle wanted to react to it really bad. I am interested as well. So let's thank you, movie meal patrons, Kimberly, Karen. We'll get some merch, all that good stuff. I'll get that 2K. There was no pod last week because I was at a wedding. And we're always back. Anyway, Superman.
We'll be back this weekend.
We've gotten a teaser trailer. We got a sneak peek that was basically just one extra scene with longer versions of what we had seen in that trailer, and now we got a full 3-minute trailer that everybody but us has seen. Going in blind. As soon as this is up, I'm gonna post this bad boy right after. So we filmed. Right. So it's gonna be up. So let's, Kyle, I know you're excited. You want to just get right into it? What do you want to do here, pal?
I'm very excited. Let's jump in.
All right, a 1, a 2, and a 3.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
You'd let me interview you as Superman?
Sure.
Oh, she knows.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for what some might.
A lot of fire.
It's a lot. Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions. That's funny?
My actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I did.
In effect, you illegally entered a country.
This is how you're gonna be?
I'm not the one being interviewed, Superman. Did you consult with the president?
No.
You seemingly acting as a representative of the United States.
Time to go here,
except for me.
Around the world.
And doing good.
I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die. Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Great score.
Iconic.
Ooh. Get him, Crypto.
Your
I think that's
choices,
the engineer. That's
your actions. That's what makes you who you are.
You tell him, Paul.
Superman. He's not a man. He's an it. He's somehow become the focal point of the entire world's conversation. I will not accept that.
I cleaned your boots. I'll go get them for you.
So they know too.
on, Mom. Of course they do.
I know.
You have a dog?
I'm tired, Crypto.
All right. Kyle, the man, the Superboy himself. What do you think?
Superman is clearly gonna have the rocks kicked out of him. He is getting beat up a lot in this movie. No, but I keep getting jazzed by this movie, man. It feels good. I really hope this lands for me. I think obviously with the score, it's nice to bring back the iconic score.
Yeah, but it's like redone, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
Redux?
in parts, sure, but it's...
My own Crypto just came in from going outside and running around.
Oh, what a good dog. But yeah, I was kind of surprised by the amount of showing of the weight of the world being on Superman's shoulders. It feels like he's still pretty fresh in the superhero game, but he's been established, which I don't think is that big of a surprise, but I think that's just kind of confirming based on this trailer that that's kind of the situation.
Yeah,
So
I feel like that's been known.
yeah, for sure. But it will be interesting to see growth in this interpretation of like the modern world and like the weight of his shoulders, despite all of the noise, like maybe, you know, the noise politically or just from a viewpoint of like a man or just this man that's bigger than life, superpower wise. But I also like the very poppy aspects of it. Like the kaiju stuff is going to be fun. It seems like there's going to be all those other superheroes from like some sort of Justice League, somewhat Justice League B team sort of thing that they got going on. That feels like, again, that we don't need to like establish things and then have this roll out. Just sprinkle some stuff here and there. I think it'll be cool. Nicholas Hoult, I think, looks very good in parts. I think James Gunn is good with villain characters, and I think Nicholas Hoult plays villain characters very well too. So I think this is going to be a really great matchup, and that just gets me more and more excited based on the shots I see here. And Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane. That's gonna be really good. That's always been
an incredible. Just seeing her sitting there interviewing him at the beginning, I was like, this is the best casting. They picked the right person, without a doubt.
Yeah. So I guess for my thoughts, just to wrap things up, David Cornsweet, I probably have mentioned this before, but he's not an actor that I don't know very well of his work outside of like Pearl, I think. So
Excuse me.
What do you know? What do you?
Let's go wrangle a couple tornadoes over here.
He was wrangling some twisters. You're right.
What are you talking about?
Should give him credit for that. So I think for me, just not knowing much of him as an actor, like he does have a tall task, and also as a Superman fan myself, he has a tall task of like proving to me that he can do the role well. So I'm curious to see like his growth of this character that's trying to establish himself and become maybe the Superman that I can view him as. But clearly in this trailer is showing him that he's going to have an uphill battle to climb, which I don't think that's a bad thing for Superman to have. Just because he's super powerful and like the strongest there is doesn't mean there isn't something that can make things a bit tougher, especially when he's trying to, again, have the weight of the world on his shoulders and save everyone and make sure everyone's okay.
Yeah.
Because he cares about people at the end of the day, obviously as superheroes, but that's just how Superman is. So I don't know. I hope that James Gunn can land this movie.
I love that this trailer started off with this scene of her saying, like, you want to do this. And, you know, as a couple, they're kind of joking around before it turns into something a little more real. And I think when he's leaning up, I'm kind of been replaying the trailer, just getting glimpses as we've been sitting here chatting on mute. And like, even just the way he's sitting, he looks a lot bigger than I think he does in the suit when he's just kind of chilling there. Because we know he bulked up. I mean, anybody thinks he didn't bulk up. I mean, he looks incredible. But like, I love that was the choice of the opening scene, because I think that is James Gunn telling us that, like, yeah, I'm known for my jokes, but I think you forget how much I hurt you in Guardians 3. Like,
you're right, the emotional way that
themes. I mean, even in Guardians 1 and 2 as well, like, he plays at these strings, whether they hit or not. And there are a couple parts where I think the CGI does look a little bit Marvel rubbery.
I think that's fair.
I'm hoping that smooths out. This is shot for IMAX. It's meant to be seen in IMAX. That's going to do a lot right there.
I'll do it. I'm going.
I mean, you felt that way watching the Infinity War trailer, and you went and saw Infinity War, and you're like, it looks amazing. So, yeah, I like that they're falling. They showed similar scenes, a couple extra scenes. I didn't feel they gave much away. Like,
for 3 minutes, I was a little surprised.
Yeah, I love it. This is a final trailer for me. You know, like, why are we? Let's not show any more. In fact, I want us to wipe the marketing campaign off the planet here. I don't want to see nothing. Okay, I don't want nothing. I don't want to know nothing. I love the score. I love everything we've seen with the Fortress of Solitude. Still slightly nervous after that sneak peek that it might be a little too Guardians jokey. I don't think that flies with Superman as much. Superman's funny because he's a dork, right?
Yeah,
he's not an idiot, right? They kind of make Peter Quill a little bit of like once he gets to the Avengers, you know, James Gunn kind of I don't know. He did well, I guess maybe not James Gunn because he wasn't in charge of that movie, but like I don't want him to feel like a dork. Or an idiot. I want him to feel like a dork. I want
Right.
him to be like, I'm a nerdy guy from Kansas who has a ton of power. Like, I don't really know what to do. I am kind of a dork. Like, that's what I want. Nicholas Hoult looks great. Nicholas Hoult can do no wrong. Who's playing this spinny blade girl?
I forget her name. I don't know the actress's name off my head. I think she's playing the engineer, which is a character from The Authority, which is another book. If I recall right from like the casting from like a year or two ago. But yeah, I don't know her name off the top of my head. And it's kind of funny. I don't feel like we really know any of the other villains outside of Lex Luthor, but maybe that's just
Honestly,
the thing. Maybe it is just Lex Luthor and he builds something. I don't know.
I think, I think I had this thought earlier that I think Lex's plan is like one of these villains, Superman's just going to fight. This war thing he's talking about is going to happen. And then I think Lex is going to be like, I'm going to throw everything I can get at him. And it's going to kind of turn into a hodgepodge of different villains kind of going after him low key as Lex is kind of manipulating everything behind the scenes. So
yeah.
I think this movie is going to be great, but a lot of these Justice League guys walking around, you're not going to help your boy? Like, come on here.
I wonder how that all ties in. I don't know if they're separate from him or if he is part of that team but doesn't agree to like how they do things. That is an element that I am wondering about, and how that's going to be played out. I hope in this trailer that people like what they see out of Corn Sweat as Superman, because I think in the teaser they show him obviously, but they don't like see him talking or acting as Superman. So I think there was questions around the internet about if he pulls it off. I am wondering though, since it is showing Superman like again getting the rocks kicked out of him a lot, that maybe people will be disappointed by this trailer because they want to see like a true to form interpretation of Superman, which I admit I don't think we quite see that out of this trailer, but I can't deny that it still gets me intrigued.
What's he missing that's not true to form Superman so far that you've seen? What's he missing? He cares for the people, he's a dork.
Just something where maybe it's a bit more of a quiet scene where it shows like the compassion that Superman has for like the little people, which I mean there certainly is, like the war scenes and him talking to his mom and pa and stuff like that. It's good stuff, but I wouldn't be shocked if people just want a little bit more than just like, you know, him getting beat up so much. But I could be wrong. That just came across my brain.
At the end of the day, the young generation got Henry Cavill. That is their person, and they have not truly been exposed to a second Superman. And everybody else who has, a lot of people really latched on to Henry Cavill. Brandon Routh was kind of thrown to the wayside as a quick thing that most people don't even associate with. Like,
yeah, like
most people follow our king, and so I think he's got a real shot here. But it's gonna a handful of fans don't like him, and they won't like him, and nothing's gonna change their mind because they are Zack Snyder dorks. So yeah,
or just, you know, maybe, or just not into the movie in general. But I don't know. But you're right though. Part of it
haven't
is
seen the movie.
Hey, they react to a trailer differently than we do. I don't know, but I'm hopeful for this movie. I feel like I've said this before. Gunn wouldn't be like my first choice for doing a Superman movie, but the emotional elements that he does for characters, I think could do well for a Superman story. So I hope he pulls it off. I really do. I want this movie to be very good.
I'm down bad for Rachel Brosnahan, man.
You and me both.
All right, guys, what did you think of the trailer? Comment below. Let us know. To like, subscribe, comment, and share. And as always, thanks for watching, Mom.
See you guys.